I've talked many times of the 1971 NHL entry draft, one of the best of the modern era. Certain players that were taken that year became superstars, including, Guy Lafleur, Marcel Diot, Rick Martin, Larry Robinson, even second-level stars like Terry O'Reilly, Steve Vickers, Murray Wilson, Bobby Lalonde, Craig Ramsey, Rick Kehoe, etc., etc., etc. But did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the Boston Bruins could have easily taken Larry Robinson in the draft with their number 6 pick? We all know that Robinson was taken in the second round, 20th overall by Montreal, but easily Boston could have taken Robinson instead of this player, who entered the draft as a highly ranked prospect, but due to factors beyond his control, including numerous injuries and numerous periods of bad luck, it didn't work out for him. So today we're going to be talking about the curious case of Vermilion, Alberta's own Ron Jones. Now, he was selected by Boston from Edmonton of the WCHL, 6th overall in round 1 of the 71 draft. His draft year put up some terrific numbers with Edmonton, 11 goals and 40 assists for 51 points. Now, this is his 4th season with Edmonton. He had put up 6 points in 68 as a rookie, 13 his second season, then 40, and then again the big 51. Now, he served as Edmonton's captain in 1971. He was also captain of the team that lost to Quebec in the Memorial Cup in 71. He won the WCHL's top defenseman award again with Edmonton in 71, and that year he was on the All-Star first team. Now, he started off his career with the Boston Braves, played 74 games in 1972, 17 points, a good prep year. Played 1 game in the regular season the year that Boston won the Cup in 72. Now, back with the Braves in 73, he put up 28 points in 55 games, and he played 7 games with Boston. So, he's starting to progress as a player. But here the problem gets in. He was eventually claimed by Pittsburgh for Boston in the NHL intra-league draft. Eventually missed the for a 74 season with a separated shoulder and injury suffered during Pittsburgh December 12, 73 game versus California. He did not recover till January 74, when Pittsburgh then sent him to Hershey on a conditioning assignment from which he never returned. Now, he missed Pittsburgh's 1974 training camp and started the season with torn muscles and tendons in his knee and thigh, an injury that he suffered in early August 74 in a water skiing accident, of all things, in British Columbia. Now, the injuries required surgery, and he did not make his 75 season debut until joining Hershey in November 74. He then missed the remainder of the 75 season with a separated shoulder, an injury suffered during Washington's March 7-15, 1975 game at Montreal. Now, this happened after he was traded by Pittsburgh to Washington for Pete LaFramboise. So again, he was original Washington Capitals 74 season. Now, he did have some success in the minors. He played on the 72 Boston Braves team that won the AHL regular season title. He won the Calder Cup with Hershey in 74. Now, he played on the first Washington Capitals team during the franchise inaugural season, and his only NHL goal was at 6:23 of the second period of Washington's March 7th, 1975 game against Montreal that put them ahead 4-3. Then Montreal woke up the infamous game and he won 8-5. Now, shortly after scoring his goal, he suffered a season-ending shoulder injury. Now, in 54 regular season games, 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. But the crowded back line for Boston really hurt him, I think, and that's what happened. I think basically they were trying different prospects and maybe saw the mistake of not going for Dabano or Robinson or other players. But back then it was a hit and miss. This is the year they drafted Terry O'Reilly, one of the greatest Boston Bruins of all time. Sometimes a draft pick doesn't work out. Doesn't diminish the the quality play of Ron. Ron, again, a very talented player. Now, what was kind of ironic here, he was also selected by the Nordiques in the 1972 WHA draft in February of that year. Now, he called Summerlin, BC home in his playing days in the off seasons, and he also came out of retirement in '76 to join Hershey in January '77 for the balance of the season. Now, he's an all-time Edmonton WCHL team by a CHL panel in 1999. So again, his not saying lacking success, but his limited success in the pro leagues doesn't really tell the whole story, because again, he played 4 strong seasons with Hershey, also played with the Richmond Robins for a while as well. So put up some very nice AHL totals with 109 points in 297 games, and a consistent again playoff performer for Boston and Hershey. But like I said, sometimes with a player, factors don't work in. Boston was trying a lot of players at the time, and don't forget you had Rick Smith, Gary Doak, Al Sims on the back line, Bobby Orr, later on Brad Park when Orr left. So just ran out of room. But you can imagine if Larry Robinson would have been drafted and Montreal would have took Ron Jones. Would Montreal win all those cups in the 1970s without Robinson? Hard to tell. I'll leave that for the for the gurus in sports history. So that's a legend of Ron Jones. If you like what we're doing here with the vintage 1970s Boston podcast, please let us know. Give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And like I said, just because Ron Jones never met the expectations put on him by himself and the other players, he was a talented guy, but continuous injuries, and it'll catch up with you. And a big guy, too. I think it was 6'2", at sometimes 200 pounds. Big defenseman. And when he played, I saw that game against Montreal that he scored. He was a talented guy, but just didn't work out with Boston. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.